Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. This is the AM Club and I am Edma Ohimalawe.
And I am Godwin Namboh. The weekend is here, Friday the 27th of August, and you are welcome to the AM Club, coming to you live from the MX24 studios here at East Legon.
And here on the MX24, we are of course a house or home to fun, fearless and factual information, and we're here to keep you company for the next 2 hours, also to keep you entertained, informed, and of course inspired. Please don't start.
Do you like it?
I love it. This is my team. This is.
I mean, red.
And it says
red
Ohima at the back as well. So. Ooh.
I mean, red does look good on you. But
thank you.
The red that looks good on you is not this red.
The red that looks good on me is the red devil.
That's right. It's going to be an exciting conversation. It's going to be an exciting time on the show today. Now, what you want to do? Let's run you through. I'm so excited.
I know, right?
How the show is going to go today. We begin with Coffee Daily, where we recap some of the top most trending stories around the world. And to begin with, the National Chief Imam has donated 50,000 cedis to the controversial National Cathedral construction. We'll bring you updates on that.
Absolutely. Then we'll move from there to Lifestyle Daily, where we take a look into interesting issues affecting your everyday living. And today we are sharing light on broken pen. I'm sure you've seen it on our Instagram page and on our Twitter page, but we talk more about it on Lifestyle Daily.
Expensive weddings and tints.
Yes.
We'll talk about it. And our hashtag today is Foodie Friday, ladies and gentlemen. If you know me, you know I like food. And we'll be invading a French cuisine and exploring some of their delicacies. Edma, how do you say bakery in French?
I don't know.
You don't know how to say bakery in French? So all the France things you have been doing, you don't, even me, I think I can. How
do you say bakery in French?
You just have to put an accent degree somewhere and then you're good to go.
No.
Maybe on the E. So B-A-K-E, accent grave or accent.
I actually cannot remember how to say bakery in French.
But how do you say bread? Pain.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I speak
just
French.
Because you knew that one. I actually cannot remember.
How do you get to be a part of the show, Edma? Tell them.
Well, you can actually go on our hashtag, on our social media platforms and hashtag DAM Club, or go to our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page at MX24GH. Okay.
And you can also join the conversation on WhatsApp. We're very active over there. 055 1511. Please don't call the number. Just send a WhatsApp message, yes. Please. 055 1511. You can send us your voice notes, your video reactions to all the stories we'll cover on the show today. It's a Friday!
It's a Friday! And it's now time for our Daily Dose of Vim. Hashtag My Daily Dose of Vim. And today we have a song from Andra Day, and she calls it Rise Up. My favorite line from the song is, I rise up in spite of the ache. I rise up and I do it 1,000 times again.
Well. There you go.
Let's watch. And that was the amazing, talented Andra Day with Rise Up. I absolutely love that song. It just put me in some type of mood right now, and I'm just like, oh, Lord. But welcome back, and this is still the AM Club on MX24, where we are fun, fearless, and of course, factual. And it's time for Coffee Daily, where we recap every trending story in the last 24 hours. Do you know what? As we were listening to the song, my mom messaged me like, you cannot remember what bakery is? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, boulangerie. And I was like, boulangerie. I knew this. Anyways, Godwin, take us over.
But I knew it was boulangerie all this while.
Yeah. I'm
telling you, I knew it was boulangerie all this while. I just didn't tell you. But,
okay, all right. I'll take your word for it.
And that Andra Day song was just
amazing.
Setting us into the right mood. But let's begin with some of the most trending stories in the last 24 hours. The National Chief Imam of Ghana, Sheikh Osmanu Nuru Sharabutu, has donated 50,000 Ghana cedis towards the construction of the National Cathedral. According to the spokesperson for the Chief Imam, Sheikh Aramaya Shaibu, the gesture was to further deepen the peaceful coexistence between Christians and Muslims in the country. He also urged everyone to emulate the gesture. People have been reacting to this gesture indeed on social media, and we are going to check out some of the tweets that have come in regarding this particular story. Chief Imam donating 50,000 Ghana cedis to the controversial National Cathedral. Someone said, not someone, our very own Gabi Oshidako says, something deeply beautiful about Ghana, the peaceful coexistence and more so natural unity between Christians and Muslims. The state is building a national cathedral through donations, not the treasury. Today, the National Chief Imam, Dr. Sheikh Osmanu Sharabutu, I beg your pardon, donated 50,000 Ghana cedis. Indeed.
Absolutely beautiful.
Who else has been talking? Of course, the chauffeur, Prince Benjamin himself, says Chief Imam Dr. O.N. Sharabutu has made, I'll try to sound like him, O.N. Sharabutu has made a 50,000 contribution to the National Cathedral project. The tin check like them go build them.
Yes, they go build them indeed.
Of course they'll build it.
Of course.
Amma Owari F says the Ghana National Chief Imam today contributed 50,000 Ghana cedis to help in the construction of the Ghana National Cathedral. Where will you find this? God bless our religious leaders. Peaceful country as always. Oh my goodness. Indeed, this is I see something coming. Says, not surprising, the Chief Imam has been one of the most tolerant and generous religious leaders here. I also understand the reasoning behind a Muslim Veep raising funds for a Christian project, but their actions won't change much in Christian circles. Okay,
and Nana man is very controversial. We all know that.
Nana, can we be positive?
She's very controversial with her tweets. I follow her on Twitter, and she's fun to follow. I mean, she's not scared to air out
her
what
views,
she feels and
absolutely,
how she feels. Yeah.
Absolutely. But this is a very good story to listen to this morning.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
I mean, they've broken the ground already. President Akufo-Addo dropped that rock from Jerusalem into the ground, and it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen. We have a national mosque, so I'm not saying that because we have a national mosque we should have a national cathedral, but the conversation has gone beyond. The reason why I find this laudable is because the conversation has gone beyond building a 5,000-seater capacity for Christians to worship. There are so many of them.
A museum. It's going to be a top site.
Africa's first. Yes. Africa's first, and the second largest in the world.
Absolutely.
You know, this whole agenda is beyond.
So a friend of mine. So apparently, there's going to be like they're going to serve like food that was served in the Bible, and they're also going to have scenes from the Bible as well, like in the cathedral. And my friend was like, so the food, is it going to be fish and bread?
Of course it's going to be fish and bread. But this fish and bread is going to be maybe sardines and, sugar bread.
Exactly.
But meanwhile, the Secretary of the Board of Trustees for the National Cathedral, Prophet Victor Kusi-Boateng, says the cathedral is a strategic project to change the face of tourism in Ghana. According to him, the cathedral will be one of the iconic structures in the world, which will have the second largest Bible museum, a biblical garden, and a biblical restaurant to sell all the food found in the Bible. This is so funny. I mean,
there you go.
Well, let's see what that is going to be like. But away from this beautiful and interesting story, let's do some sad story. The Kaneshi District Court has remanded Richard Apia, the 28-year-old, alleged to have murdered 3 children at Abisim in the Bono region. Apia is alleged to have murdered the boys and kept some of their body parts in a fridge in his house. He appeared before the court yesterday on a provisional charge of 2 counts of murder. The case has been adjourned to September 15. Edma, what do you think?
Absolutely, Sad. I mean, we've spoken about this story before, and it's absolutely sickening and worrying at the amount and rate as to how people are killing each other these days. I mean, every single time I go to a website, a Ghanaian website, I seem to find a story of somebody who has stabbed somebody because of what, a Bluetooth speaker, or somebody who has killed somebody because of a palm wine the machine, or I don't know, a pipe. And it's just, you know, why are we killing each other these days?
Why are we killing each other these days?
It's sad, and I hope that, you know, we morally come together, we put our values together, we put our love together. I mean, Ghana, we are not used to this. We are lovely people. We love each other.
Is donating to a cathedral. This is who we are.
Exactly, this is who we are in Ghana, and we are known for this across borders. So let's stick to that and love each other and stop all these killings.
Please listen to Edma. She's a very wise woman.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now let's move on to some news from Afghanistan. There has been a twin bomb attack at Kabul airport targeted at people desperate to flee the country after the Taliban takeover. Explosions took place outside the Abbey Gate, where US and British forces have been stationed. According to reports, at least 90 people have been killed and more than 150 people are injured. According to the Pentagon, 13 US service personnel are among the victims. The deadly blast came as the United States and other Western countries raced to complete a massive evacuation of their citizens and Afghan allies following the Taliban takeover of the country. This is an absolute sad story. Yesterday, I followed the story throughout the night, and I literally fell asleep watching CNN, and I was absolutely horrified by the images and what people were going through there. I mean, some of the people, the Afghan people, felt like, okay, now the Taliban have finally taken over. So in terms of the disturbances and the killings, it's going to stop a little bit, you know, because now they've achieved what they wanted after years of political instabilities in the country. But ISIS, it has been confirmed that ISIS accounted to the attack through their telegram, and it's sad because they have been attacking Afghanistan over the years, but we've seen an increase in attack as time you know goes by, and it's sad to see that this is what is happening in Afghanistan, and people are dying.
And the reason they're doing this new group calls itself ISIS-K.
ISIS-K, which is an Islamic State.
And they're made up of some of the Taliban fighters as well. And apparently these are guys who are not happy with the way the main Taliban guys are. They call the guys running things now as they call them puppets of the US. You know, and I don't see how these Taliban guys are puppets of the US.
So basically, the fact that they are collaborating with the United States of America and some of the Western countries who have their people in the country to flee before the 31st of August, which is the deadline to evacuate every national person in the country. They feel like, okay, why are you collaborating with these Western countries to let people leave the country? They do not want the Afghan people to leave Afghanistan. They want them to stay in Afghanistan and face whatever.
I mean, if the Afghans leave, who are they going to rule?
Exactly.
Yeah, so who are they going to rule? But it's been accused. They've been accused. Talibans have been accused of being aware of the attack itself.
But the President of the United States, Joe Biden, did also address the situation by addressing the nation and the world as well. And these are the words, and I quote. He mentioned that we will not forgive, we will not forget, and we will hunt you down and make you pay. And these were the words of President Joe Biden. And I watched his address, and he was extremely emotional. You could tell by his eyes that he literally wanted to shed tears. And he mentioned that his son was also part of the American army. So just imagine the families who have lost their family member. It's absolutely sad.
And from one president to another, this is a statement from former President Donald John Trump, I must say, the 45th President of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, we miss Trump, don't we?
No, we don't.
We do, please. Melania and I send our deepest condolences to the families of our brilliant and brave service members whose duty to the United States of America meant so much to them. Our thoughts are also with the families of the innocent civilians who died today in a savage Kabul attack. This tragedy should never have been allowed to happen, which makes our grief even deeper and more difficult to understand. May God bless the United States of America. Another tweet from Larry Elder says, let's all pray for our brave service members killed and wounded in the Kabul blast. Another sad day, and the DIS commander-in-chief, speaking of whom, where is he? Hashtag Afghanistan crisis. As Greg Abbott says, what we are witnessing in Kabul is an absolute tragedy. Brave U.S. Marines and soldiers sacrificed everything to protect innocent lives and defend our nation. Join Cecilia and me in praying for those who fought to the end, for their loved ones, and for all U.S. military members. As Franklin Graham says, we are heartbroken to learn of the death of 12 U.S. military service members in explosions at the Kabul airport today in Afghanistan. Our prayers and thoughts are with their families and loved ones. Also join me in praying for the many who are injured. Indeed. Okay. And those are all the tweets that we have.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking, and I do send all, well, MX24 send our condolences.
This is to
all the
Afghanistan.
Families, yeah, and to the people who are still stuck in Afghanistan trying to flee the Taliban after the takeover. Now let's move on to the some social media news. And Snapchat has updated its app with a scan feature on the home screen to help people identify things and solve math equations. I'm laughing because I'm so bad at maths. But to access it, you will have to download the latest Snapchat app on your phone. Once you get the update, you notice that the existing Snapchat camera icon will be replaced with the scan feature. Let's watch how it works.
You probably don't think of it this way, but Snapchat is actually one of the most used cameras in the world. More than 5 billion messages are made every day with its camera. And right now that camera is used to mostly send photos and videos between friends, but what if it was more than that? What if it was sort of like a visual search engine, something that you could just point at, say, a plant and tell you what the plant is, or identify a shirt that you see? That's the idea behind Scan, a feature that Snap is seriously upgrading and putting front and center in its camera. Let's try it out. Scan does just what the name implies. It scans the world around you through the Snapchat camera. Its main goal is to help you understand more about what you're looking at, like the nutrition info for whatever you're eating or drinking. Based on the scene you're trying. Or conjure an AR companion and music when you're recording dancing. Snap says that Scan can detect hundreds of dog breeds, thousands of plants, millions of songs, and now similar types of clothing you can shop for, all without leaving the app. With a new update to Snapchat, Scan sits directly below the main camera record button. It was more buried in another part of the camera interface before, but now Snap thinks it's smart and useful enough to deserve prominent placement. Soon the website All Recipes will let you scan a specific food ingredient and see suggestions for recipes to make. And Snap wants to add scanning of furniture and other categories of objects down the road.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to use that feature because it's definitely going to help me. I definitely need it. But coming up next, we have Selwyn Sechi with some more news in the world of sports, as sports has kicked off. And as you can see today, we are going to talk extensively about the world of football. And I'm repping my team, Manchester United, the Red Devil, as usual, yes. But we are going to go on a very quick commercial break and we'll be back very shortly.
Song I'd love to share with you today. Come on and sing along.
Look what I'm doing, do it just like me. Look what I'm doing, spin around with me. Look what I'm doing. Look what come and brush with me. Come and brush with me.
Hey Jack, information will react you, and the way information day, that be why you for join me on MX24. See, wherever the topics day, the stories day on social media, we are going to comb through the annals of the internet. We could disintegrate all the topical issues on social media. You see, when it comes to social media, you know you know how we do it, right? So yes, join the conversation because you know what, it is about to go down.
Do you know the top 10 music trends? Have you seen the new music videos everyone is talking about? Do you know how your favorite artist makes their music? I'm moving, but they be bluffing and puffing and they be screaming and yapping, some even feeling and bragging. First thing is, I'm patient. That talented upcoming artist in your area needs the spotlight. Let them be our unsung star. Do you have any questions about music? I am Jason and I'm a music plug on MX Chart right here on MX24.
Hi guys, it's quite exciting to hear once again the freshest and the newest member of the AM Club, and I'm back, and it's super exciting that I get to come here on Fridays. Guys, it's Friday!
It's Friday!
Yes, what are we doing tonight, guys? It's football, but you know Friday.
I know. What are you doing tonight?
Charlie.
It has to be maybe one of the Laboni ones or the Osu ones.
Okay,
I don't know if I'm...
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I feel you. I know what you're talking about. I might join you.
Godwin doesn't look like he goes out on Friday.
Because you're all annoying me.
Wow.
You're all annoying me. How is it that you're all Manchester United?
I mean, when the...
Listen, the studio is packed with Manchester United
Which studio?
fans.
Which,
and
is it a
let me tell you,
makeup studio?
And let me tell you, I'm not
studio?
even going to mind our camera guys at the back.
Chelsea,
because nobody cares about whatever team they actually support. This is Manchester United, and we rule in this building. We rule. Okay, let's go.
It's like Gabby's a correct team.
Alright guys, let me take it away as Manchester United is in the Champions League and will be taking it this time. Premier League champions City have been drawn to face PSG, RB Leipzig and Club Brugge in the Champions League group stage. Holders Chelsea come up against Serie A giants Juventus, Russian clubs Zenit St. Petersburg and Swedish side Malmo. Manchester United, our club, face Villarreal, who beats them in last season's Europa League final, as well as Italian club Atalanta and Swiss side Young Boys. Liverpool are in a tough group with Atletico Madrid, Porto and AC Milan. Now we'll be going to the EPL match week 3 as Manchester City will be playing against Arsenal, Brighton versus Everton, Norwich City versus Leicester City, Liverpool going against Chelsea, Burnley versus Leeds, Tottenham versus Watford, Wolves versus Manchester United. And to be doing the discussion with me on the Premier League and the weekend's Champions League review and preview, Jacob Mutak, head of National Sport Digital from Reach PLC, Mirror Star and Express, and Rob Harris of AP Global Sports correspondent, as well as Jeremy Smith, a French football writer. Hi guys, how you guys doing? And how do you see the Champions League coming up? And the draw went on. I'll start with Rob. How do you see in general how the UEFA Champions League group stage draw went about?
I mean, it was pretty interesting. The way all the seedings worked this year meant that we had a lot of blockbuster ties that produced from the draw, whether it was that PSG Manchester City one, for instance, and you know, it just sort of reminded me that even without Super League, you can still get these big matches produced in the group stage. Of course, as you know, we know the top two teams always go through, so whatever jeopardy we think might be there with the excitement of the big teams meeting each other, then it can be, you know, slightly diminished in the fact that it can be hard to avoid going through. But let's remember Manchester United last season, even when they won at Paris Saint-Germain, then of course going out of the group stage.
Well, Rob, let me get a bit controversial. As you mentioned, Manchester United and Villarreal, but with the Champions League group stage draw, why do all the time these matches come about? You know, these stories plus stories that come. We had United and Villarreal in the Europa League last time. How are they in the same group in the Champions League?
Well, I think on the reverse, in the Manchester City group, I don't think City have actually played Club Brugge before, so you can get some new encounters. And of course, we've got a Moldovan team in for the first time in Sheriff, so you know, that's a pretty interesting one to see how they do fare. And yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we do get these games often thrown up quite regularly again. Obviously, Manchester United coming up against Villarreal, and Villarreal in the Champions League as one of the top seeds after winning the Europa League.
Right. Now, let me go to Jake. Jake, your pick of the groups in the Champions League, which one do you think is a group of death?
And there's a lot of exciting matches, and you know, if you look at Group F there, Manchester United, Villarreal, like Rob mentioned, came up against each other last season. Manchester City's group with PSG looks difficult as well, and Liverpool are in a really difficult group too. So I think it's going to be very exciting to see how it plays out. I'm personally, you know, happy to see some of these big teams drawn together, so we get exciting games right from the start.
I'll move to Jeremy. Jeremy, let's move down to where you're comfortable more. Let's go to France. PSG against Manchester City in the same group. How are they taking it in Paris? Are they seeing Messi, who was close to joining City last summer? This time around, he's with PSG. Looking at him probably making his debut this weekend, how is France accepting Messi at the moment in Ligue 1?
Well, as you said, obviously we haven't seen him play yet, but certainly the hype and the excitement around him has been huge. Looking at all the Reims social media and the prices that tickets are sort of being touted for this weekend, I think everyone's excited to see him play. And in terms of the Champions League, based on some of the reports coming out yesterday, obviously there's the sort of idea of maybe revenge for last year's semi-final, but now there's the whole new plot of, you know, a group stage that could feature two matches with Messi facing Ronaldo again, but for two completely different teams. So it's a very interesting draw. Leipzig in there as well, with PSG have met the last 2 years as well. So some of these matches do seem to reappear year after year, but I think this is quite an intriguing group.
Well, Jeremy, one of the transfer stories that's coming up is Mbappe leaving Paris Saint-Germain. What's the latest on that?
I think the latest is that PSG have open negotiations with Real Madrid based on their latest offer, which effectively would kind of see PSG break even in terms of the transfer fee that they paid to Monaco 4 years ago. It's a strange situation because on the one hand you could think that Real Madrid could wait a few months and then get him for free, but then on the other side PSG, all the talk until now has been that they want to keep him, and he, to be fair to him, he hasn't kind of suggested that he would cause any trouble if they did want him to stay, but obviously it would arguably be bad management on their part if they were to see him go for free next year. So it's a shame that it looks like he's going to leave Ligue 1, but you can understand PSG wanting to cash in while they still can.
Right. Now, Rob, let's do the preview of this weekend. Manchester City is going to play against Arsenal. But before we look straight into the game, Manchester City look like they are adding one player to their squad, which was not going to be happy to some of my friends, which are Manchester United fans. Ronaldo to Manchester City, is that possible?
Yeah, it's very possible at this stage. The fact is, we had Juventus yesterday. Ronaldo's agent, Jorge Mendes, called in for talks with the leadership at Juve. There's definite desire, it seems, for Ronaldo to want to leave. He's got a year left on his contract, so no big fee really can be commanded. But the suggestion is that Juventus do want something in perhaps in the region of 20 to 30 million euros. Of course, it would be a statement signing for Manchester City. They've already broken the British transfer record this summer in signing the £100 million man Jack Grealish, but they had been pursuing Harry Kane, a pursuit that collapsed this week when the impossibility of signing a player tied to another 3 years on his contract at Tottenham became clear. So, yeah, what better statement to make the City than to try to sign former United hero Ronaldo. But, of course, he is 36 years old. He's not the same Ronaldo as he was a few years ago. They are in need of a focal point. Perhaps the attack, they're really short of options. Are they going to go with Gabriel Jesus more, for instance, going up in the coming weeks? You know, do they go Ferran Torres as the focal point in the attack? They've got Delap. So particularly after only winning one of their first 2 games in the title defence of the Premier League, they perhaps do need to strengthen, and this will be one that they're going to be gone until Tuesday to try to do. The transfer window closing on Tuesday.
Right, before I go to Jake, quickly with Rob, do you see Arsenal standing any chance at the Etihad this weekend?
Oh, it's not looking good for them. I mean, I was there at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday when they had that 2-0 defeat to Chelsea, and it was a cruise control really for Chelsea. They really were really untroubled, particularly in the first half, by Arsenal. There was perhaps a bit of a comeback in the second half, Arsenal showing a bit more strength. Yes, Arsenal did win that League Cup game against West Brom on Wednesday night, but it was a West Brom side that changed all 11 plays even from its own championship game, whereas Arsenal did put out a strong side. And if Arsenal do lose, be 3 defeats in a row, the pressure will start to grow even more on Mikel Arteta. Of course, they're already out of Europe this season, they're not playing in Europe, so the pressure is on just to get into Europe, and losing 3 in a run would be absolutely problematic for Arteta, particularly going into an international break, which is never good because it means sort of 2 weeks of deliberations and conversations about just where the state of the team is.
Right, Jake, I'll take you to Anfield now. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Chelsea, we've seen what a squad that they have. Some quite looking like they could be the Champions League or even, again, the Premier League winning it. Liverpool this time, looking like Van Dijk is back. The team is building up gradually. Jurgen Klopp says that he wants to challenge again. Jake, Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield. How's it going?
Yeah, as Rob said, I think Chelsea cruised to victory last weekend. It was men against boys, really. I was at the game at the Emirates as well. They looked really comfortable. Lukaku was a handful, and he's going to be a big player for them this season. I think it's going to be great to see Van Dijk come against Lukaku. I think that's going to be a key battle in the game. I think Liverpool also seem to, turn the corner now from last season. They've got Van Dijk back. And they'll start the season strongly, as have Chelsea. So it's going to be a interesting encounter.
Right. Now, Jeremy, I'll give you the last one, which is Wolves versus Manchester United, which is my club. United always have a tough time going to Molineux. Do you see United getting any chance against this new Wolves team, which it looks like a new manager, a new refreshed team, kind of building it with new players inside? United at the moment, we've seen the first game they won. The second game, we saw the results against Wolves, which is a club that always threatens United. How is that going to go this time, Jeremy?
I think, as you said, Wolves are still adjusting a little bit to new management. United, I feel like it's been a strange couple of years for them, where they often don't look convincing, but they're still grinding out really, really impressive results. And they've got, I suppose, in a very small way like PSG, they've got so many brilliant individuals that even when it's not, sometimes it clicks as a team, but even when it doesn't, they've got so many good players there. We saw that obviously the first match of the season with the Fernandes hat-trick and 4 Pogba assists. I think that they've got enough quality and enough sort of momentum behind them that I think they should be able to get a strong result.
Great. It's an exciting week to do the preview this time with you guys. I'm very grateful that you gave us all the updates in the Premier League and also with the UEFA Champions League preview. Guys, you had it all. And Godwin Edma, what do you guys also think?
Well, Manchester United is in Group F. Right, and we have
Villarreal,
exactly.
We don't have anything. Villarreal, apart from Villarreal, who else is it?
Atlanta, Club.
Well, Atlanta is a bit tough. Atlanta is a bit tough, but you're talking group of death. Listen. You have AC Milan, you have Atletico Madrid, you have Porto. Listen, you have Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen, lady and gentlemen. But what do you think? Because they seem to be a very strong team. I think in your group it's just Atlanta and Villarreal.
The group of them, you should be going to the cities and the PSG.
Yes.
So, well,
Liverpool, we don't
have I don't have anything to say. Please.
No, but I'm going to let him do my battles because I feel like I'm always the one who has to defend Manchester United right now. So I'm just going to let the sports king do the defending for me. Please take it over.
You guys are biased today, and the annoying thing is that Kevo is also a Manchester United fan.
It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Rob, Jake, Jeremy, I'm very grateful for you to join in us here doing the preview. It's a great time for you to always join us, and I'm happy to come back to you anytime if you need some information. We are grateful.
Great to
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nice one. Now let's go to La Liga. That's also something now very important this weekend as Mallorca will be going head-to-head against Espanyol, Celta Vigo versus Athletic Bilbao, Elche versus Sevilla, Real Sociedad versus Levante, Betis versus Real Madrid, Barcelona, Getafe, Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. And we also go to Serie A match week 2, Verona versus Inter, Atalanta, Bologna, Fiorentina will be hosting Torino, Juventus versus Empoli, Genoa will be hosting Napoli. AC Milan goes head-to-head against Cagliari. Salernitana will be hosting AS Roma. Let's go to Germany now in the Bundesliga. Dortmund versus Hoffenheim is a tough fixture over there. Augsburg versus Bayer Leverkusen. Bayern Munich versus Hertha Berlin. Union Berlin versus Bayern Mönchengladbach. Wolfsburg versus RB Leipzig. Ligue 1. Edma, we are going to France. Nantes versus Lyon, Nice versus Bordeaux, Marseille versus Saint-Etienne, Troyes versus AS Monaco, Lille versus Montpellier, Rennes versus PSG. Now let's go to the MX24 Fantasy League. That's coming on, guys. It's getting exciting and more exciting. And ranked team manager, the guy leading at the moment, Nuffisin SC Theodore Kwashi has 70. And with 198 points. Now, Top Boy FC Sadiq Isaka has 193 points. Fresh Kwefio, Samoa to Kwefio also 188 points. And on fourth, Books Magava Agbali, 187. El Dwala Karim Tariq, 93, 187. Golden City, Abdul Razak with 96 points. Ghost, None of Your Business, 84. On 8th, Kunashi Ronald Nkoma, 78. And Yesu Asokwesi, 9th position. Lukwabi, and 10th position, Fresh FC, Nana Kwame. And that's it for sports. I am Selwyn Saki. Edma Godwin, take it away.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Selwyn, for bringing us the top news in the world of sports. And of course, there's more to look out for on the show with regards to the EPL.
Have you been teaching Selwyn how to speak French? He was just going on like Montpellier, Mont what?
Montpellier.
Hey, I
really haven't, but he's doing really well.
Absolutely.
However, well, today we'll be making our own predictions on who wins the big game between Chelsea and Liverpool tomorrow. So make sure you stay to the end of the show, and we would love for you to see this. So Godwin, who is of course a Liverpool fan, he will be going against our in-studio Chelsea fan, and they will go on a blindfold penalty to predict who is going to win during the weekend football. So right here on our very own AM Club football pitch, we'll literally set a pitch right here for them to predict who's going to win tomorrow's match. And now it's time to take a dive into the world of showbiz and entertainment with our very own Kavoibi.
Wagwan people! Hey, it's Foodie Fridays here at AM Club, and we are here with MX Breaks Lifestyle and Entertainment, where we give you all the updates in lifestyle and entertainment in Ghana, and of course, around the world. Guys, Wagwan, I see Godwin falling his Hey, Edma! Hey, glory, glory, man United! Glory, glory. Hey, it's okay, it's okay. You will walk alone today.
I'm all alone.
You will walk alone.
I'm walking alone on the show. Obviously, I'm walking alone on the show.
You're alone today, which is fine.
Who supports Liverpool? I don't understand.
I don't even understand. I don't even know.
Do you want us to get into it, my brother?
Yeah, man, get into it. Get into it.
It's okay, go ahead.
Chirpers. Hey, guys, Wagwan, everything is alright?
Yeah, everything cool,
is
man. You're looking fly.
I know. I actually love this.
You guys are giving me extra thing, you know what I mean? Just a little jersey.
I mean, we always do every single morning, so.
Can't wait with the parts for the air, it's crazy.
Yeah, just cool them on. Hey, guys, the crate challenge is going viral. Now, Lil Nas X set for Montero, the album. Why? Now let's get. My name is Kevin Burton, guys. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere at KEVOYB. Zid? Now, who's ready for some more Lil Nas X content? Not me. The musician announced the date for his upcoming album, Montero, set to drop on September 17th. Now, this is really his debut album, even though Lil Nas rose to fame rapidly after the release of his song, Old Town Road. I'm gonna take my horse to... In an interview, he shared that the album Montero was a look into his life and who he is as a person. Songs like Industry Baby are set to be part where he delves into his controversial side, but no official song list has been released. And of course, Lil Nas X likes to be extra, so let's take a look at the trailer for his new album.
Breaking news. Power bottom rapper Lil Nas X and his Caucasian friend led a prison escape this morning. This comes just months after the talentless homosexual was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Investigators say anybody that comes in contact with the power bottom should contact authorities immediately. Need a boy you can cuddle with me all night. Give me one, love me long, give me sunlight. Tell me lies, we can argue, we can fight. Yeah, we did it before, but we'll do it tonight. Yeah, that fro black boy with the gold teeth, the dark skin looking at me like you know me. I wonder if you got the.
Now, when was the last time you guys watched The Matrix? You remember that show? A movie concept that was initially thought to be way too crazy and not at all feasible quickly got to the box office and made millions. Well, now, get ready for the long-awaited Matrix 4. Wait a minute. There was a Matrix 2 and 3? I didn't see that. Warner Brothers hosted their CinemaCon and unveiled the official name and release date for the latest Matrix movie. The Matrix Resurrections, of course, is set to drop December 22 in cinemas and on HBO Max. The excitement of fans online has been through the roof. Of course, people love that show. Warner Brothers also unveiled their newest Batman movie alongside several other productions. So, we got it right here. So let's take a look.
Have you ever questioned the nature of your reality?
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I hope Warner Bros. Comes through with this one. It has to be
big.
I
think, like, obviously the most legendary scene of Matrix, I'm sure you know which one it is.
This one. Hey, get them.
And I think that scene alone made the movie so popular because everybody tried to do it.
I tried to do that.
I tried to do it as well.
Obviously, bro.
Full of skills.
yeah, man. But we hope to see. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Now, video game fans, when Ubisoft adapted the Pandora world for video games, fans were excited. The Avatar movie has since been drowned in speculation of not one, but 4 more sequels, but all that has still yet to be set in motion. Now, Ubisoft created the first video game and have since decided to release a sequel titled Avatar Frontiers. The game is set to be available early 2022, and fans have quickly shared their excitement and hope for the long-awaited game. And there's a video game trailer again, so let's take a look. Hey, we're full of video today.
How old is it? I'm
you're trying to calculate. I'll tell you my age. I am 29 years old.
Oh, straight. So
yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
you're 29.
What? So you're 29.
Avatar is what?
15, 16, 17. I told you guys I'm about maths.
Yeah, it's 14 years ago, guys. Don't worry.
Avatar is 14 years old. Avatar is 14 years old?
Wow.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
I thought it came out. It feels like it came out like 4 years or 5 years ago.
No.
10 years ago. But, you know, I'm not a big game person, but looking at this, oh my goodness, it just shows how creative these guys are.
Oh, really?
So innovative.
Yeah, I mean, it shows creativity, but I can't play these games. It's too long. Like, I want to
get in your face. You don't like sci-fi, do you?
No,
you don't like sci-fi.
No, not really. No,
I'm a gamer, so I'll definitely be playing it.
Oh yeah,
Eddie I'm coming home.
I'm a gamer, so I don't play it.
Now here's this story, guys. This story. Ready? It started on TikTok, but now it's everywhere. The crate challenge has been going viral and some are getting hurt. Duh! The point is for everyone to try climbing a stack set of crates in a pyramid form. It seems easy until you get to the top and realize it's a long way down. I don't know why they realize this at the top. Unfortunately, medical professionals have been calling for the stop of this trend as people often get hurt, including concussions and broken bones. Bruises are usually the least result of the game, but there is no guarantee. And we've got a quick compilation, so let's check that out.
Us, when the Olympics come to the hood.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Whoa!
Can you imagine that?
Whoa!
We
this is crazy.
Have to be telling adults not to do this.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
That's the world we live in now.
I know, right? I mean, I saw a tweet from a doctor saying that on the Shade Room, saying that obviously the challenge is very dangerous, and if you eventually do it, the end game could be broken bones, and everybody was like,
I mean, it's not rocket science.
Exactly. It's really not. This is not something that you have to do scientific research for it. Like, it's quite straightforward.
The world is bored, and COVID is telling people that life is short anyway. So might as well just.
But you see, that's the thing. You see, trend. People like to jump on trends. Anything that's a trend, people just, yeah, let's do it without even thinking. It's madness.
Will you try this one?
Are you mad? Me, no, do that. Me, no, do that. Guys, anyway, let's tell you the patois. Word for today. The patois word for today is boss.
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 Your boss. Your boss. I mean,
it means it's like
working.
No.
Boss
It's
your
like,
mind, like.
No. I'll tell you. It's like you get big. Like you get big. So like if you say like an artist boss.
Okay.
Oh.
You understand? So you made it onto the scene.
You bust. As you bust out or something, like busting out or something.
I get it. Don't worry.
The AM dub is going to bust out of all the TV stations.
No. So let's say the show get big. Like very big. Nationwide. They will say, yo, we're boss.
We bust. Exactly. The AM club is going to bust.
Exactly. Hey, give me my
Keyword.
And keyword. My bread.
My bread. What does that mean?
I am tired.
My bread.
My bread.
My bread. Today, I'm going home.
That was a good one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys. That was MX last night entertainment, guys. A little more. Take it away, guys.
Okay, so that will be all for Coffee Daily today. Stay with us. After a quick break, we'll be delving deep into a feature of your favorite, Broken.
Underarms. You don't usually think about them. You protect them from sweat and odor, but that's not enough. What they need is something that takes care of them, so they feel good whatever you put them through. Introducing Dove Antiperspirant. It goes beyond 48-hour protection, giving you long-lasting dryness and soft, smooth underarms. Dove Antiperspirant. cares for your underarm skin like never before.
Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call, say cheese, take a picture. Shaka post, make a see, take a picture. In the leg book, boah. Why the party there today? Hey mama, hey I have a same. Shake your body.
Wagwan, my people, welcome to X-Cave. A boy's body count and a girl's body count matter differently.
Wow, ladies. Probably an experience, something that happened.
Is it a deal breaker in a relationship?
No.
The X-Cave, and this show focuses on topics that are hot on the lips of our young people and presents it in an open, honest conversation.
Oh, look at him, he's crying, he's such a girl.
In other words, there are no liars on our show.
The man is the head of the home. The man is, quote unquote, the breadwinner.
We come here with the truth.
We talk of something being toxic. It's something which is harmful or unpleasant.
Stay glued to the television for the hottest show on TV.
Hey Jack, information we are see, and the way information they, that be why you for join me on MX24. See, wherever the topics they, the stories they on social media, we are going to comb through the annals of the internet. We will disintegrate all the topical issues on social media. You see, when it comes to social media, you know, you know how we do it, right? So yes, join the conversation because you know what, it is about to go down.
Do you know the top 10 music trends? Have you seen the new music videos everyone is talking about? Do you know how your favorite artist makes their music? I'm moving, but they be bluffing and puffing and they be screaming and yapping, some even feeling and bragging. First thing is, I'm patient. That talented upcoming artist in your area needs the spotlight. Let them be our unsung star. Do you have any questions about music? I am Jason Alay, and I'm a music plug on MX Chart right here on MX24.
And welcome back to the AM Club Premier League edition. Coming to you live from our Silicon Square studios here in East Legon. Remember, you can join in the conversation all this while. We've been having so much fun. But you can join in the conversation. It's never too late. Do so on our social media handles at MX24GH. And don't forget to hashtag the AM Club. Now, if you've been following MX24 on our social media handles, you probably have read a thing or two, some stories that is shared with us from different people from all walks of life. And today, we are highlighting on one of the most talked about, the Kempinski wedding. And Edma Ohimalawa is standing by with her guests to have a discussion on it. Edma?
Yes, and of course, joining us on this conversation, we have creative lead at MX24, Nana Asempa, who is also the compiler of the Broken Pen stories, and we also have Paula, an event planner. But before we start the main conversation, let's briefly talk about Broken Pen for those who do not know what Broken Pen is. So Asempa, just quickly tell us what Broken Pen is.
Actually, you know, everybody writes their we all write our own stories.
Absolutely.
Okay, as we are living our lives, we are writing our stories. So basically, the whole concept of Broken Pen was, I mean, as you are writing your story, you are faced with certain challenges. Things come your way that break you down. And it breaks your pen whilst you are writing your story. So that was the whole concept of Broken Pen. And a lot of people are faced with problems all the time. So why don't we put them together in a way that we can also help them to solve these problems? So it's like, send in your stories, we write them, we post it, and then we let people know, we let people help you with your stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And today we are going to concentrate on Mike and Pisky wedding story. I absolutely love that story. I read about it and I even commented because I just had to. I'm sorry. I had to comment.
Comment all the time. Okay,
yes,
yeah.
I had to. So please do go on our Instagram page at MX24GH and on our Twitter page as well and share your comments. Just read the story and share, because after reading it, trust me, you'd want to share a comment and write something about it. Paola, so you are an event manager. Yes, so we're going to eventually have a conversation about being an event planner and obviously relate it to the Kempinski wedding and how it goes. But Godwin, please, so that people would know what exactly we are going to be talking about today, can you please read the Kempinski?
Yes, please. So this is the story. I am just dazed, sitting behind my laptop at work, just seconds after laughing with my colleagues. I've said, because that has been the story of my life these days. I act normal 1 second, the next second, I'm hit with my current predicament with my thoughts every minute. I just got back from my honeymoon 3 months ago and I'm supposed to be the happiest man alive. I have a beautiful loving wife with a banging body any man would die for. Very hardworking and polite as well. But I'm not happy. I'm burning inside. Let me tell you why. This is my broken pen. 6 months before we tied a knot, Frida and I had already had countless fights concerning our wedding preparations. It all started when I told her I wanted us to have a simple traditional ceremony, head to the court to sign our certificates, then have dinner in the evening. It did not sit well with my to-be wife. Frida was following many wedding pages on Instagram and had already painted her perfect wedding picture in her mind. And as opinionated as she can be, you can imagine how many times she and I fought on the issue. But I knew I had to let go of the fight when she threatened to call off the wedding one Saturday morning over the phone. I was stunned and went mute for a minute or two. Why can't you give me the wedding of my dreams, Edward? You proposed to me and promised me the wedding of my dreams. I'm sorry I can't continue with the wedding if you are saying this to me, she said. I'm a 29-year-old account executive at a well-established advertising agency in Accra. I work hard for a living. I earn 2,500 cedis every month. I've been with this agency for 4 years now. I drive a 2012 Hyundai Elantra, I beg your pardon, live alone. I think I'm comfortable. I had reached the point in my life where I felt I was ready to settle down, but never did I think even the wedding would take a toll on me. So I'd set my sights on my mid-year bonus. Every 2 years, we are given bonuses as employees who had been working longer in the company. I was to receive 75,000 cedis if my math was correct. I was certainly going to use that for my wedding, just so I would not be affected that much. I also requested for an advance on my Provident Fund of about 40,000 cedis, which I was going to use to top up, and my savings of 30,000 cedis as final top up. So in all, my wedding budget was a little close to 200,000 Ghana cedis, and I thought that was enough to give my baby the wedding of her dreams. The money I had requested for alongside my bonus was only going to be due after our wedding, so I had to request for a loan from some friends to have our wedding expenses sorted out. But unfortunately, after the venue, gown and decor were paid for, we had almost reached our budget limit. Overwhelming, really. Frida kept on adding things again and again and again. I finally got some support from her parents. I think they could tell I was struggling to put up an extravagant wedding. They covered the photography and food cost. We had a wedding at Kempinski Hotel and it was one to talk about. All my colleagues congratulated me for putting up such a top-notch ceremony while not having much. I saved towards it, is what I told them. Later that evening, Akufo-Addo announced a lockdown due to the rise of COVID-19. We were all made to stay home. Our general manager had sent out emails to all employees reinstating how we were all to work from home and observe the social distancing protocols. Lockdown gave Frida and I more time to spend together. That honeymoon was our best time together, actually. But the devil always has a way of adding his little ingredients to a pot of happiness being cooked. I had a shocking email one morning that gave me the shock of the year. It was 2 months into lockdown. I stepped outside and sat on the porch, set up my desk, opened my laptop, checked my mail, and read through our manager's email. It stated that, and I quote, "The increase in COVID-19 cases has led to our clients withdrawing from projects and therefore affecting the financial state of the company. We, however, would like to put on hold payment of all bonuses and provident funds." This email came as a shock to me. I started making phone calls, talking to my colleagues at work. Fortunately for me, I was not laid off like some of them, but it was my debts I was worried about. I informed Frida about the situation, and that confrontation turned out into a big argument. "What do you mean our problem? Why did you not tell me the reason you were changing the wedding plans was because you did not have enough funds? It's your problem now, not ours," she said. I stormed out of the room fuming. Before I could say something I would later regret. How was I going to raise over 100,000 Ghana cedis? That's when I knew I was a finished man. We resumed work and started running shifts. My second day in the office, I was summoned into our manager's office only to be informed I'm to take a pay cut as the agency was further being hit financially. I sat in the manager's office and started shedding tears. I was inconsolable. I believe the manager thought I was crying because my salary was going to be reduced, but he had no idea how I was boiling on the inside. Only my wife and I knew how devastated I was. It's been a year, and it's now time to start paying my debts. Just yesterday, I had received a call from Frida telling me she's 2 weeks pregnant. Things are just getting worse for me. How do I fix this broken pen, my people?
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Godwin, for that read. And we are sitting here like, wow, this is the bit that I didn't like. You know, it's crazy. However, you can send your thoughts and comments on our WhatsApp number 055-033-1511 or tweet us at MX24GH with the hashtag the AM clock. So the number is going to show on your TV screen, which is 055-033-1511. Okay, and we are also going to open our phone lines. We want you to share your story with us. Have you been through something like this before, or do you know somebody who is going through a similar situation? And the number is also going to show on your TV screen. So please do make sure that you call us on 055-033-1511. Paola, what do you think about this story?
Honestly, it's heartbreaking.
Yes.
It's heartbreaking and it's sad. I mean, with him being a young man who's just starting life.
29 years old.
Exactly.
You know?
So, I mean, I feel for him.
Yeah.
I feel for him.
Yeah.
And the wife, they need to get talking. They need to face like the real issues on the ground.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they need to bring a counselor in to talk to them, I mean, be the mediator between the conversations. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change before like the wedding is even before they even divorce before a year or. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think something needs to be done. They need an intervention in the marriage.
In the marriage,
and then he needs to figure out how to pay this bill.
Yeah.
If he has to call a financial aid, someone who can advise him on how to pay it. I don't know. He just needs to start going on it because it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know. He needs help.
Absolutely does. Asempa, what do you think about this story?
Honestly speaking, my mind was blown when he sent through that story. My mind was blown the whole time.
Yeah.
But for me, well, maybe you might slash my throat, but for me, I think the two of them need to sort it out.
Of course. I mean,
he doesn't need to involve us. I don't understand.
What? Yes, he does. He needs help. I mean, this is something that is obviously eating him up.
Exactly.
There's nothing more annoying and more worrying than being in debt. Especially when you know that you do not have the means to pay the money.
Exactly.
You would go to bed and you wouldn't be able to sleep. And you'd wake up in the morning, you'd feel like gosh, why am I even awake? You know, and that is even like a start to depression, really and truly.
Yeah.
So I think he needs help, and
really
we
does.
are here to help you. Okay, we are here to help you
So
the best way we can.
You should do a GoFundMe or something.
GoFundMe. I mean, that's another idea, but I know people would also judge him like, why would you want to spend that much money on a wedding when you know that you do not actually physically have the money, and you're relying on your job to get that money to pay your vendors, the bookings and all of that, your clothes and all of that. Yeah. But the bit that got me worried a bit was when he confronted his wife about it, and the wife said, this is your problem, it's not our problem, you have to deal with it. And I feel like that bit there was a bit uncalled for from the wife.
But it would also be based on how he's babied her till now.
Absolutely.
Because she wouldn't have just woken up and said, it's your business.
Absolutely.
That means in this modern times, I mean, things have been 50-50. We are bringing something to the table. So if this has happened, he's shown, I mean, it's always little things that bring us here.
Absolutely.
So I feel that's why I'm saying they need to have a talk. She needs the wake-up call that, hey, we're in this together. It's just the two of us. After everyone came for the wedding, they went home and they left us here with this bill. So we need to figure it out. So that's what
okay, so now let's talk about the craze for flamboyant weddings. I mean, we have the Bella Najas, we have the I Do Ghanas on Instagram, and we go on these pages and we want to have the weddings that other people are having without even considering our budget and the kind of money that we earn from our salaries. So let's talk about flamboyant weddings and the craze for it, especially in the African society.
For me, I think there are two types of people. There are people who can afford these flamboyant weddings, and then there are people who have seen the trend of a flamboyant wedding and want to tag onto it. For example, I feel like something like this, with this case, this is my second kind of person.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've seen it and then they want to trend. They want to have the trendy things that are happening. So that is my problem with us now. We need to pick our lane and stick with it.
Absolutely.
If you have it, you do it. If you don't have it, do what you can, and it will be beautiful in the end. So it's just society, like the youth needs to wake up, like, you know, smell the coffee. This is what's happening now. You don't have it, be in your lane and let's move. And it will be beautiful. I mean, I've seen budget weddings that are beautiful, and I've seen flamboyant weddings that are amazing, like Lebanese weddings, even, I mean, Ghanaian weddings, Nigerian weddings. When you have the money, and then it will shock you, half of these people don't pay for these weddings. Their parents are paying. They've been good, hard-working people. Their bosses want to show them love. They do these things for them. So why would you sit at home and then, oh, I want to do this. If you don't do this, I won't marry you.
So yes, that statement, Asempa, yes, if you don't do this for me, if you don't give me my dream wedding, we are calling off the wedding. You know, that statement alone, do you think it was the beginning of trouble? Just by that statement, because I mean, if we are together and if we want to build a life together, I know your salary, you know my salary, you know, we both know our income, and we know that, okay, this is the kind of wedding we can afford, and it can still be sophisticated and beautiful, but we cannot afford maybe your forever dream wedding. And you know, back in the days, I remember most people used to do a small wedding, and for their 20th anniversary or the 50th anniversary, they do like a big wedding to celebrate their milestone. And I think that's even more significant.
Exactly.
But do you think that was the point the guy should have known? Okay,
I think that
this
should
girl
have been that actually is the biggest red flag, and he should not have gone ahead to get married to her. For me, that's what I think. Because we are in this together. We are we are getting married together, and you know how much I'm making. You know, actually, I don't have much in my pockets, so you'd have to be considerate. You know, and even if you feel that, okay, this is the kind of wedding that I want, and though you are incapable of giving me that wedding, what can I also do
exactly to bring on the
exactly?
table?
So how much do you have? Okay, bring this amount. Let's see. Let me see what I can do. After all, her parents are rich. Why couldn't she reach out to her parents initially to you know, help and all that? So she should not have made him go through all of that just to give her the grand wedding, and then after everything, turn her back to him and tell him that it is your problem.
Yeah.
Hell no, it's not your problem. It's our problem.
Of course. And as a young man,
yeah,
I believe you're not married yet.
No, I'm not married.
Okay. So when you hear stories like this, I mean, I think it was the right move for him. He's only 29 years old, but he wants to settle down. He's met a girl who he loves, and he feels like he can build something with. So I feel like that's an amazing move. Yeah. But does that scare you in terms of you wanting to settle down? Do you feel like, okay, now weddings are literally a trend? It's like everybody wants to trend with their wedding. You first do the knocking, then you do the traditional, then you do the signing, the legal wedding, and then you do the white wedding.
So yeah, the white and then
after the wedding comes. After the wedding too, you have your
honeymoon.
Yeah.
Like, you know, easy. So when it comes to young, do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on young men when it comes to getting married these days?
There is. I mean, speaking with my fellow male friends, there is. Me personally, it doesn't give me any sort of pressure. It rather helps me to relax. You know, like, dude, Charlie, relax. People are bleeding, Charlie, just relax. But a lot of the guys, I mean, it gives them so much pressure. Like, Charlie, I need to pump in a lot of money. I had a friend who asked me for some money for to settle his photographer. Wow. You understand? And
photographers are not cheap.
Exactly.
I remember when my little sister was getting married in January, and she obviously had to get a separate photographer and the traditional, and then get another one for the wedding. So it's like two different photographers and videographers.
These days, they don't just take one photographer. You'd have maybe some German photography and some other ones all in the same wedding.
And they were very expensive.
But it always boils, for me, I think it's always about you. Because you said she picked a different person for one and then another person.
She could afford it. So.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? But if there are packages. I mean, everybody comes, like, everybody brings something different. You can have the same person doing the wedding and the engagement, but he would give you a discounted rate. It also depends on how you go present yourself. If you come and you're talking big, hey, okay, this is money talking, like, let's go.
You want some drums, you want this, you want that. All of that is money.
Exactly. When I see you talk money, I'll talk money back to you. But if you come to me and tell me, you know what, I'm having on Thursday I'm doing the engagement, on Saturday I'm doing the white wedding, give me a package, Shelley. You know how times are, you know. People, we're humans, so people will deal with you on the level that you bring to them.
Okay, so we have a caller. We have Kwamina from Takrade. Hello, Kwamina.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Good morning.
Well, the sun's out, so I'm feeling good.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what do you have to share about this story?
Right. Unfortunately, I've just tuned in, and so I didn't get the full story.
Hello?
Yeah, what I'm saying is I just tuned in, so this is my Kempinski wedding. I'm not actually sure what it's about, but I just want to make reference to what your gentleman said, with reference to the fact that they were about to get married. The wife's parents were rich, so why didn't the lady reach out to the parents? So you said that, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, my answer to that is that most often the women want to sort of show or prove to their parents that the guy I'm moving with, he's all right, he's got everything, he can look after me. So instead of trying to go to the parents for help, they see that as a weakness, and that maybe the parents will say, we told you the guy can't look after you, and whatnot. Number two, what I also want to add to this discussion is, in the first place, would somebody tell, I'm old school, would somebody please tell the youth of today that it's just fine to do your knocking and your engagement and live your life? You don't necessarily have to do this white wedding. Not at all.
Absolutely, because I mean, in the lands of Ghana, it's actually legal for you to just do a traditional wedding, and you'll be legally married to your husband. But I feel like people want to also do the religious wedding and have a priest.
They don't have to go through all this hassle.
Well, Kwamina, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. We are grateful. Okay, so we have Mary on the line. Hello, Mary.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. So what do you have to share about today's topic?
Yeah, I have something small. I want to tell our ladies that it's not a big wedding that will show that you are married. And borrowing money to get big wedding too, the wedding won't last long. The love that sends you to the marriage won't last long. So please, ladies, let's calm down. If you enter the marriage, anything that you eat from your pocket, but then you feel relaxed too. Ladies, please, let's calm down on our wedding. And let's not give pressure to our men so they can love us much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mary, for sharing that with us. So we have Ali from Kumasi on the line. Hello, Ali.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ali. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. So what do you have to share about today's topic?
You see, these kind of topics scare some of us. Me as a young guy, I actually had a girlfriend who was putting a lot of pressure on me about getting married. It wasn't just about getting married for her. For her, it was just about, Muslims usually use 3 days to do their wedding. It was just about those 3 days. She sees it to be lovely, she likes it, but come to think about it, you look into our society and you see a lot of young girls who marry 3-4 years and they are now on the street trying to hustle because they didn't plan. You tell this girl let's plan and she feels like you are not interested in marriage. And because of that, I actually had to run away. Not because I didn't love her, I really loved her and wanted to be with her, but she didn't understand things from the point I was trying to. Because as a young guy trying to come up with a whole lot of hassle that you've passed through and you are yet passing through a lot of them. I didn't want my case to be like that. I have only 2 things in life. I don't want my wife to struggle like my mom. I don't want my kid to pass through some of the things I've passed through. So until I realize these things, I can fulfill them, I'm never getting married. And that was what I told her. But she was still insisting on redoing it, and then I think I had to run away. So some of these things really scare us. But you take inspirations from these, and then you sit down, look at things, and then you realize that, Charlie, there's life after marriage, and then you really need to plan for that life after marriage.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Ali. We also have one Kama from Wa. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, could you please lower the volume of your TV for me?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much. I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Okay, so what do you have to share with us?
Thank you very much. For me, I always classify these people as being dishonest and disingenuous to their people, to their families. Why do I say this? Like, you are having people at home who are stuck in paying their hostel bills, in paying their fees, and you channel this humongous amount in financing something that is insignificant. It's having any impact on our life. That's after an event. That's all. And you take the money wasting on to such a ridiculous. For me, I classify it as ridiculous because it does not give food to the table. It doesn't mean that you've alleviated people from their lives, from the poverty life that they are having. So for me, I do not think that this guy should be discussing this guy here, because you presume you know the consequences of the decision. You know anything can happen after the decision, the wedding. You can be stuck, even you can be decapitated. You can. And something can happen to you, and then you will not be able to clear this unwholesome that you went to borrow. So for me, the advice to my people out there is that it doesn't mean that when you maybe channel all your money onto this big wedding, that will maybe finalize and then maybe give you prosperity in your marriage, because it means that. So let's be cautious. And then maybe if someone loves you, that person loves you, then you go and get married.
Thank you very much for saying that. You can see the passion in his tone as he's talking. He really meant this topic. Okay, so we have Priscilla on the line. Hello, Priscilla. And that's going to be our last caller before we continue with the conversation. Hello, Priscilla. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you also?
I'm fine, thank you. So please share your thoughts on this topic.
Oh, I'm very grateful. And this is my first time ever calling in on
fantastic.
TV show.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the AM Club.
Yes, please. I want to take it from the start point before we enter into a relationship. Yes. In fact, there is a lot going on. Before even you see a lady or a man, and you both of you show interest, there has to be a plan for the relationship. The pressure that those guys call, I know they are saying we are giving them pressure, but it's not that. From the start of the relationship, you have to know your plan. Hey, lady, our relationship, I want 4 years' time, 3 years' time. This is how I want it. Then the lady will chip in. So before you get to that marriage thing, you are well set, you are well prepared, you know what you are going in for. There will be no peer pressure, influence from parents, colleagues. There are guys who will propose and they don't know the end of that relationship. Then the lady will probably bring pressure for you. So, hi, hello, guy, how far? They will date you for 5 years, 6 years. When you talk about marriage, then it's another thing. So probably we ladies will give you pressure because when you don't give us a plan for that relationship. So I hope you all prepare. When you propose, when we accept, there has to be a plan for that relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. I mean, she also has a point. I mean, if you're in a relationship and you know that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, make sure that once you're proposing, I mean, proposing to your girlfriend is fantastic, it's beautiful, you know, and some people do it really nicely, but then what comes after the proposal? There's a ceremony that needs to be done.
Yes.
So it's okay to buy an expensive ring, but maybe, you know, save some of that money and invest that money into a wedding, a small wedding if you want to, and then save. My friend always tells me that, he'd rather use the money for his honeymoon and enjoy with his wife. That's basically his philosophy.
Yes, and I have a friend who says she would rather spend on her home than on the day.
Absolutely.
And that makes perfect sense.
Yes, it does.
You always have to know your priorities. That's very important. I mean, in this case, the priority was the wedding, clearly.
Yes,
so
clearly it was.
They didn't see beyond the day, and that's very unfortunate. So.
But I was going to say this. You know, when these ladies see these extravagant wedding pictures on Instagram and all that, I mean, what would you expect? You know, they follow all these pages. We love Ghana weddings.
Yes, Bella Naja weddings.
Oh, they are looking at all these flashy things and these nice, you know, pictures and all that. So they also want to be on that platform and be on Instagram and be trending and people. So I think the pressure also comes from that side.
That side, of course. Social media plays a big role in terms of how we even live our daily lives, really and truly. But we are still receiving a lot of calls, and unfortunately, due to time, we cannot pick up any more calls. However, do make sure that you send your thoughts and comments on our WhatsApp number. I have so many WhatsApp messages right now, and I don't even know where to start from. But let me start with this one. This person says, the Kimpiski guy, man, the red flags were all over right from the day one, but he kept ignoring it, man. How can such a decision be made right from day one? Although all throughout, God help this guy, man. God help him indeed. This person said the story is very interesting. This other person says, good morning, guys. Good morning to the adorable Lauer. Hello, that's me. You always make my day with your good flow of English. Well, I try. Just keep it up. From Perry Perez Prince inside Kenya Sim Abirem Kumasi. Okay. And this person said, I'm Casino James, watching you guys live from Prang Bono East region, and thanks to the beautiful show this morning. In fact, my advice to the guy out there is not every beautiful lady that are married or marriage material or wifey material. I think that he made a mistake there. Frida can't bring any positive things into the guy's life, so kindly seek for a counselor. Okay, yes, I mean, you did mention that a counselor might be needed for the both of them. This person said, Philip from Takrade, why do you let a wife show you what to do or tell you what to do? And I think this marriage will not last any longer, because if the man starts to have financial challenges, the woman cannot stand it and she will leave. And I think the woman is not supportive. They should have called off the wedding. The man made a big mistake. Ladies of nowadays, dear, money kwa abasema. Okay, so let me take the messages. Keep coming and coming and coming, but let me take one more. So this person said, some ladies are physically daring. All that come to mind was that it could be like the man had spent so much on the lady. So if he doesn't finish hard to marry her, she could leave him and not marry him. And that is the mindset that has been pushed onto her. For all this huge money for one wedding pay, I'll poo over my dead body. But that's me. Other men will do anything in the name of love. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for him, but I feeling not too well for him too, because he is smelling poison all over. So that is because of time, I can't really read any more of the messages. But Broken Pen, it's coming on TV, right?
I'm excited.
Did I break the news? Did I break the news or what? Am I a newsbreaker here?
We've already broken the news.
Oh, you already broken it?
Yeah.
I wanted to be the newsbreaker, but like it's coming on TV.
Oh yes, it's coming on
So
TV.
tell us a bit more about that.
Oh, very soon. So what is going to be, we are going to be discussing the stories, like how we just did. Okay, so we're going to be discussing the stories.
Yes.
And also, not just discussing, we will be bringing in resource people to come and, also advise. Because, I mean, last Wednesday, just 2 days ago, the story which
was
people
great.
should people should also read that one. That one, for instance, it's like, okay, so what should a lady do? It's like she wants to go and commit murder. Let me put it that way.
No, but she's obsessed with the guy. She needs to be surrounded with therapy, with love, and she needs to go for therapy. Because have you watched the movie Obsessed?
That's what I was about to say.
Not Obsessed, the one with Acrimony, that's the one. It reminds me of Acrimony.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I would really love to continue this conversation, but time. But thank you so much. We have Paula Edu Nyameche, who is an event planner. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you so many questions about event planning and what you go through with these people, but we're going to have an extensive conversation about this as time goes by on the AM Club. And Nana Asempa, thank you very much for also joining us. I mean, you're our very own. And I want to say that you both are officially AM Club members. So welcome.
Thank you so much.
Now we are going to move to our second phase of the show, which is Foodie Friday. And I can't wait for you to watch this one. We'll be right back.
Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call,
say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture.
and I like book, boah.
Why the party there today? Hey mama, hey I have a same. Shake your body.
It's Foodie Friday right here on the AM Club. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm Zala. We are at La Boule Accra, ready to bring you guys so much content and innovation. With us today, we have the owner and baker of La Boule Accra right here in East Legon, Fleur. Hi Fleur, how you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
Bonjour, comment ça va? It's so lovely to have a French bakery right here in Ghana. How do you feel?
Amazing. I mean, it's been an incredible journey since 2 years.
Okay.
And today we are super happy because it's growing and people are starting to know about our pastries and our bread. And we get more and more interest every day.
Yeah, so you guys do authentic French bread. What else do you guys do here?
So, by authentic French bread, we mean that we use sourdough, and also we are not industrialized, so we do most of the things artisanally with our hands, our bare hands. And we also do cakes, we also do viennoiserie, which is the croissant. We also do many different traditional French desserts.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You mentioned cake. I think just when we got in, I heard you say vegan cake.
Yes, so we bake for any needs. For example, if you have someone who's diabetic in your entourage, then we can bake a cake suitable for diabetics. We can also cook a vegan cake. We can also cook lactose intolerant cake.
That's amazing. So how did you start and decide that you're going to open up shop in Ghana?
Well, it was a very funny story because I'm not a baker and I'm not a pastry maker originally. I studied international relations for 6 years and I was working for an investment company here in Ghana. But I have always been passionate about doing cake, and my mom was baking the bread at home. So she started baking, and when we had guests for dinner, they would all ask, "Where do you get your bread from?" And she would be like, "Oh, I just bake it." And little by little, she started baking for the neighbors and then for the teachers at the French school. And at a point I said, "Hey mom, you know what? I'm 26. I really want to grow my own business and I want to make it with you. So let's jump in the experience."
Yes, that's
and
amazing.
That's how we started.
That's so amazing to think that you went from corporate to pastries.
But I'm 100% happier. Honestly.
That's excellent. It's always good to do what you love.
Yes.
So we've got so much going on behind us. We've got a showcase of your bakery and some of the things you offer. How do you feel about French bread in Ghana? Like, was it a struggle to get people interested?
Definitely, because the French bread is completely different to what we can find here in Ghana. So here in Ghana we're used to soft bread, and French bread is more crusty. But we also have a bread that looks like the local bread here. It's called brioche, and it's soft and sweet. So this is our #1 seller. But then more and more we have interest from Ghanaians that just pop in the shop and say they want to taste French bread. So they don't really know the name, but they want to taste French bread. And this is what's interesting in the market, is that people are actually willing to taste. And that's a super good thing.
Trying out new things. I think that's excellent. We love to try out new things. Experiencing this place is great. Honestly, I walked in here and the smell was just amazing. It smells like a true bakery. We love it.
I smell it every day, so at a point I don't smell it anymore.
We walk in and we love it. It brings a sense of home. It's lovely. So on average, do you have an average of how many sales you make in a day or in a week?
I can give you the average of customers we have per day, which is around 45 customers per day. And we work from Tuesday to Saturday. And from now, we also work with the restaurants, so we do B2B. And I supply a few restaurants, like maybe some, Bondi, Sandbox, El Padrino.
All the fancy places.
Yes.
So we now know the fancy places have correct bread.
And one of our first business to order from us, which he supports me a lot and I always support him, is the Wingman, the burgers.
Wow.
Yes.
So we can really find your stuff hidden away in some of the other restaurants we are used to.
Yeah, and I'm super proud of that, because at the end of the day, I mean, you really feel the support from the market. Our bread is made artisanally, so that means there's more work, but it's local. So a lot of restaurants have shifted from importing their bread, frozen and, not very recommendable, right? To something made artisanally and locally. So it's very positive.
It is. It's absolutely lovely. So we're going to ask you to take us on a quick little journey to kind of what you guys do right here.
Sure.
And take a quick look behind the scenes.
Amazing. After you.
Thank you so much. And we are now behind the scenes. This is production. So, Fleur, tell us, what exactly are we going to see right now?
So a bit how it works. So we start with the mixing process, which is behind us, where we put the flour, we put the sourdough, the water, and all the ingredients. And then after that, the dough is exactly like you see it here. And then it's just left on the table to fermentate a bit and to relax. And then after that, we start cutting it. So Richard here will cut the dough for the baguette, and you can go ahead with the chef. And so each type of bread has a weight.
Okay.
For example, we cut the baguette 250 grams.
Okay.
So once it's cut, we leave it again on the table to relax and fermentate. French bread is super relaxed. I mean, a lot of the steps is just leaving it on the table for a fermentation process.
Okay.
And then after that, it's shaped. So, Cedric, do you want to show how you shape a baguette?
Okay. So she's going to shape it into the baguette shape that we're all used to.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then it goes into this pan here. It stays overnight in the fridge for fermentation again.
Wow. Okay.
And then in the morning, we start at 4 a.m. When everyone arrives, we bring out the baguettes, we cut them, and then they're put into the oven.
Okay. So it's almost a full 24-hour day process.
Oh, definitely. I mean, one baguette is 6 or 7 CDs, and behind that you have 6 people working on it and more than 24-hour work on the baguette.
That is impressive. So okay, so we can see her rolling it out and everything. Wow. So how many do they do with like such a big ball usually?
Honestly, for example, if we mix 3 kg of flour, we can maybe do, I would say, maybe around 20 to 24 baguettes.
Okay.
More or less, depending on the water amount we use. So yeah, you see, the baguette, this is the traditional way, the traditional bread. I mean, in France, never a lunch, a breakfast, or a dinner is eaten without a baguette.
That's amazing. So we're going to get 2 baguettes and 2 boules.
Exactly. So he's finishing the second baguette. And as I told you, once this is done, it goes into the fridge. It ferments for the whole night, so 12 hours. Then when it's out, we cut it. So maybe Wisdom, you want to show how we cut it?
Okay. So is there a specific way to cut it? When you guys cut the bread, there's a specific way.
When we talk about cutting, we talk about just, we say it's the baker's signature.
Okay.
So Wisdom will show you right now. We just take a blade, a regular blade, and then we cut it. So certain bakers will just cut it straight like this. Some others will do crosses.
Okay, I've seen different designs. So it depends on the baker.
Exactly.
What design? Okay, let's see what Wisdom is going to bring to us.
Yeah, so Wisdom also can get creative some days, or some other days he just cuts it down.
Nice. So that will pop up when you finish baking it. It'll crack really nicely.
Exactly.
With a beautiful crunch.
Exactly.
So we've got baguettes here.
So usually we don't do it before it goes into the fridge, right? We do it once it has proved and it's ready to go into the oven. But today it was just to show you.
Yes.
So now Wisdom is going to put it in the oven, in the fridge for tomorrow.
Wow. That's lovely. That's lovely.
So here is how he molds the boule.
Okay. So these are the big round breads.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you see how small it starts, and then it will become a quite big loaf for a 4-people family, let's say.
Oh, really? Okay. So I've seen people eat it with like soups and other like sauces and things.
Definitely. So same here, you see. So it will go into the fridge. It will proof, and then after that we use the blade and Wisdom will do like a cross on top.
Okay.
So when it's in the oven, it will just open and the cross will widen.
Okay.
And this shows how the strength there is in the bread. But right now it will just go and have a good night's sleep in the
That is great. Thank you so much. That was lovely. And we're going to move to
the millefeuille.
Millefeuille. So we'll get a chance to try that out.
Yes.
I have washed my hands. I am ready to go. I'm seeing all the lovely things going on. So let's get right into it. First, what is a millefeuille?
So a millefeuille is a super traditional French dessert. It's made from puff pastry. So you have 3 floors of puff pastry, and in between each floor you have pastry cream. What is pastry cream is basically milk, vanilla, some eggs, maizena, and then we mix this with some whipping cream.
Okay.
To make it a bit lighter. Yes,
okay.
Fluffier. So, and on the top there is this super authentic French design that we're going to do together.
Okay, that's great. So we've got the puff pastry made.
Yes, so the puff pastry is already done. The pastry cream is also already done.
Nice.
So I'm just going to finish with the last.
Nice.
So you see the consistency is like...
It's very thick.
Yeah, very foamy, like a bit like a sky. So then we do this to remove the air bubbles. So we just massage a bit the piping tube.
Okay.
Then you put just one.
Just one,
then the first layer can go, and it doesn't, it doesn't move everywhere into the box.
Okay, so that's like the glue.
Yes.
So whilst you're doing that, what is happening over on this end?
So this is called fondant, made from icing sugar and lemon.
Okay.
He's just going to cover the full layer with fondant.
Okay.
And then after we're going to do the design.
That's great. So we have a first layer.
First layer, we start by piping. So we do all the edges first.
And does it have to be a specific piping bag or print?
No. I mean, depending again on the pastry chef and depending on the design you want to give it. My name is Fleur, and that means flower in French, so I love flowers. So you'll see me putting flowers everywhere.
So piping all along the edges.
Exactly. Flour, pastry cream, little dots. And then, so you first do all the edges so it looks clean. And then you go around inside the way you want it to be.
Okay, there's very artistic design. So on average, how many millefeuilles do you guys actually make? Or is this by per...
A day?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's say...
Is it a common order?
I mean, on Saturdays we can have like 4 or 5.
Okay.
You know, we have so many dessert options, so... I mean...
Everybody wants
on
something.
On a Saturday we can have up to 4 millefeuilles, or maybe 3 or 2 or just 1. It really depends.
And the puff pastry itself, does it really take long to make, or is it...
Yes, it takes more than 12 hours.
To make a puff pastry?
Yes.
So this is the fun part?
Yes, this is the fun part, after the whole sweating process.
Okay.
So you put the second layer, you make sure at least, you know...
Can I try hand at the piping?
Of course.
I'm a little scared.
Let's start by the inside.
Inside or outside?
So, do you want to do the outside, the first one, or do you want to train inside first to see how it goes?
Well, okay, let's try the outside.
Be an adventure directly.
Yeah,
Hey, good one.
Hey, look at me go.
Yay. It's really not bad. You're actually super good. You should stay here with us.
MX, have you heard? I'm being offered to become a baker. So we have done a layer. We're working on the second layer of our puff pastry.
Yep.
Adding a little bit of piping going around. It's a hard job to do when you're a novice. So the big flowers inside.
Yep.
So you guys can join us right here on the AM Club. Hashtag Foodie Friday. You see, AM Club, we get to do fun experiences like this. You get to meet so many new people. We're at La Boule Accra. So if you ever want to get one of these, not made by me, but
maybe, you never know.
One of these available right here in East Legon. Foodie Friday is bringing you guys exclusive content.
Amazing! And now you see there's some little holes. I mean, just so customer doesn't get upset because there's not enough cream.
It always has to be cream.
Yeah, in La Boule Accra, we are very generous. Or at least we try to be.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
So this is the first part. Now,
so we've got 2 layers.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Now, second part will be working with what we call the top.
Okay.
And the fondant.
Okay.
So he has put fondant everywhere on the top. And now we're gonna pipe some chocolate. So always make sure, your chocolate's going out correctly. And then you do lines.
Okay.
1, 2.
So this is the decorative part of the
And you'll see in France, I mean, all the millefeuilles are decorated this way. And when you go through your pastry diploma, it's one of the cakes they ask you to do.
Okay.
So then you take a toothpick or a knife or whatever you want that has a sharp end, and you just go across the first one. So we're going from outside to inside.
And it does really, really cute lines and designs with it.
And it's not all. Now we're going the other side.
Okay. Well, there you have it, the design of a millefeuille.
Voila.
Okay, this is
not that
great.
complicated, right?
Well, once you know what you're doing, this is amazing. It actually looks really lovely. Okay, so now we're just going to place the top layer right on it.
Exactly. So decoration is done. Now just try to fit in so it looks good. And here we go. So usually we also add our little logo here. We have a little carton and also a little secret. If you try this at home, do not put the top of your millefeuille. So once you're done, put the two first layers in the fridge. Leave this top under an AC or under a fan. Because fondant is made with sugar. If you put it directly in the fridge when it's not dry yet, it will completely melt. And the whole design you did will be a mess.
And we have it, a finished millefeuille. The 3 layers, pastry, design, we've got it all done. Fleur, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys. I mean, we were so happy. I think the whole team is super happy to have
Yes, so of course, this is your solid team here to support you in your vision and your business. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for featuring on the AM Club this morning. It has been amazing being here. I am so glad. Can't wait to see what you guys continue to do here. So guys, remember, this is La Boule Accra. And we have been joined by some wonderful people, made amazing things together. Don't forget, you can always catch this on all our social media at MX24. Don't forget to add the hashtag so that we can find you. Hashtag MX24, hashtag the AM Club, and of course, hashtag Foodie Friday.
Of course, it's Foodie Friday, and Zala, the Congolese are very Ghanaian, getting her hands dirty, doing meal fair, whatever they call it, at La Boule Accra. And nice one, Zala. But now, before we go, it's March week 3 in English Premier League, and Liverpool is about to take Chelsea. European champions, I must say. So we're going to make some predictions about the game tomorrow, happening at 4:30. Ohima, Edma, and Selwyn Saki are starting by to be the referee for this particular segment. This is the plug, and we are about to predict who's going to score in tomorrow's game as Liverpool takes on European champions Chelsea. I hate to say it, but I say it. Anyways.
Okay, so this is the plug, and like Godwin just said, we are going to make a bold prediction as to what's going to happen for tomorrow's game at 4:30 p.m. So you guys will have to turn around and we'll have to shoot into the goal. Okay, so it's one try. You only have one try. Okay, yes, one try. So
it's just going to be once?
Yeah, just once. Yes. So go.
So if I score and he scores, does that mean it's going to be a draw tomorrow?
Basically, yeah.
No, we are not drawing. We're scoring Chelsea.
Oh, then you make sure that you actually get into
we cannot draw.
As the stats say that you guys have lost just 2 out of 13 against Chelsea in the last game, but which the recent one was Chelsea beating you in March. So
that's what guy is talking.
Listen, me, I don't listen. I'm one of those Liverpool fans. Me, I don't know what's going on, but the stat says that we've only lost twice to Chelsea. That's what you said, right? No, only twice, young man.
Twice is not only, but anyways, go.
Wait, but before you go,
Godwin, please.
The only team that has really done away games against you guys more than any other club is.
My goodness.
12 times.
Liverpool fans, if there was time, you could send some messages to us. But here we go. Why am I going first?
So basically, turn around and then you go. Do you know what? We have, okay, no. You go first.
So I go first?
Yes.
I thought we were friends.
I love you too.
Okay, so I'm supposed to turn around. Look, this is easy. Look, Gerrard has done it. Torres has done it. Mo Salah has done it. I mean, come on. It's very easy.
Okay, so we have our very own Ziggy here, and who supports Chelsea. So it's 1-0 for Liverpool.
Listen, that's not fair. Put your ball here.
Turn around. No, that's not where you are.
That's why I played it for.
No, that's not where you played for. No,
relax. VAR will show.
Turn around. Okay, now go.
Chelsea, here we go. I was lose too.
Okay, and it's a 1-1 game. 1-1 game. Okay, so now you guys have to try it from the other side and let's finish it.
Let's get it. Look, listen.
Finish it.
And so, what do you think Liverpool's chances are this season?
Well,
we didn't buy any player. We didn't buy any player this time, right?
Well, I feel like Virgil van Dijk coming in is more of like a signing because he missed last season, and 2-1.
There you go. Yeah, go. Virgil van Dijk is coming to do magic for us.
Okay, so it's 2-1 for Liverpool.
Let's hope Lukaku comes through for you guys tomorrow.
Lukaku too hasn't scored against Liverpool in a long time, you know.
Yes.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
Okay, so that is your prediction for you. So we've made a bold prediction here on the AM Club, and it looks like Liverpool is going to win 2-1.
There you go, 2-1,
okay.
2-1.
So it's been an amazing show.
It has been.
It's a Friday too.
Friday and we are lit, you know.
We are lit. Thank you so much for watching the AM Club live on MX24. My name is Edma Ohima Lawe, and you can find me on all my socials at Edma Lawe, EDMALAWER. Godwin?
Selwyn, go ahead.
Well, I am Selwyn Saki. Also everywhere, Selwyn Saki. SELWYN Saki.
Of course, and our extraordinary cameraman, Ziggy from Chelsea.
Even though we've lost in the studio,
you win on the pitch, Social media,
Instagram, everywhere. MYZ Films _official.
MYZ Films. My name is Godwin Namboh. At Godwin Namboh on all social media platforms. It's been an exciting week.
It has.
We're back on Monday with exciting show, the AM Club. Have we thanked everybody already?
Yes, we have. So we want to say a big thank you to Nana Sempa, to Paula for also coming in, to Kavoy.
Labul Accra.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll see you on Monday. Sorry, you have to go. Have a good weekend.
Have a good
Take care.
Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call,
say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture.
and the leg book, boah.
Why the party there today? Hey mama, hey I ever say. Shake your
Go on, my people. Welcome to XK.
A boy's body count and a girl's body count matter differently.
Wow, ladies. Probably an experience, something that happened.
Is it a deal breaker in a relationship?
No.
The X Cave, and this show focuses on topics that are hot on the lips of our young people and presents it in an open, honest conversation.
Oh, look at him, he's crying, he's such a girl.
In other words, there are no liars on our show.
The man is the head of the home. The man is, quote unquote, the breadwinner.
We come here with the truth.
We talk of something being toxic. It's something which is harmful or unpleasant.
Stay glued to the television for the hottest show on TV.